welcome one and all to Saga Wrestling Studios Up-Da-Tues-Day, which is an update show I'm doing on our channel, just to generally bring in several different things of the week. It should contain things like some of my interests and all that, like wrestling, anime, and I'm going to throw in a few bits about news that I found within the week or such. But yeah, that's basically what this is going to be all about. And here's what we're going to have on today's show. We're going to have new Real Americans, crazy chicks, and a corporate Brian. That's going to be an interesting one. That'll be for the wrestling section. Within our news section, we've got, unfortunately, two horrible stories which I'm going to cover. But we got a little bit of good news, I could say. A little bit of lightheartedness. But that's pretty much what I'm going to cover today. But there's also going to be another section which I'm definitely going to be added on to this show. But we'll go through that in a later part. So, let's get started. Okay, now we're going to talk about the wrestling part of the show. And let's just start with something I've caught quite quickly. It's literally one moment that you're going to get. And it's something that the WWE have been doing quite a lot. This is going to be a WWE heavy show for today. But yes, one particular thing, I think that we've got some new Real Americans recruited today. So yeah, Jack Swagger, Zeb Coulter, and Antonio Cesaro in the ring, talking about Green Bay and that. And then suddenly you get the Usos coming down the ring. And they do their war chant and dance thing and all that. But as they're coming down towards the ramp, there is one particular thing that they did not want you to know. But it leaked out. And this is it. Shock, shock. What is that in the background? That, my friend, is the Real American Don't Tread on Me flag. Just plastered on their little Titantron and all that as they're making their way down and they're embracing each other. Yeah, that's us. That's us. And being someone who has supported the We the People kind of thing for the UK and all that, I did actually do a post on that, just for shits and giggles and all that. I found that actually quite interesting. They are now recruiting people just like Antonio Cesaro from offshore places. It's still, I would say, in the United States territory and that, but Samoa. You are now reaching out to people of Samoa, which I don't think Zeb Coulter would actually think is part of the whole forefathers kind of speech and thinking that he's got in his head and all that. But yeah, we have new Real Americans from the Samoan Islands. Way to go, Jay and Jimmy. Way to go. Now this next part, if one wasn't bad enough, we got another one in the ranks. Yes, I am talking about AJ Lee and her new friend, Layla. And yeah, because of this whole thing with Caitlyn and all that going on, Layla stepped in front. We finally found out the reason why Layla wanted to be popular and inside the limelight. She wanted to be the top of the Divas' attention. So yes, we now got a silly thing and all that, where we have both AJ and Layla skipping around the ring and all that. And if one wasn't bad enough, we got another one. We got it in stereo. Brilliant. Now, I actually want to make a serious point here. I'm actually quite glad that Layla has finally gone back to a heel kind of perspective. Generally because, let's think of it like this. She has quite a... I think she is very good when it comes to teaming up with other heels and all that. I mean, think about Laycool. Laycool and that were very in your face about they were the best, nothing can touch him and all that. And yeah, we are now back in that similar form with not with Laycool, but with AJ and Layla, who are crazy chicks. Everybody loves crazy chicks, and well, yeah, I think this is a good push from the WWE for once. I don't say that a lot, but yes, it is a good thing. Now this part, I am going to title Corporate Brian. Generally because Stephanie McMahon has just taken Daniel Bryan on a big kind of makeover kind of session. So we see him getting stuff all over his face, new suit, tied back hair and all that. So he's been incorporated. Hang on, haven't we not seen this before somewhere? I like the fact that they actually mentioned this as well. He looked like Mick Foley. This is Mr. McMahon saying that Daniel Bryan is a smaller version of the hardcore icon. Which, in a way, yes, he does. We had Mick Foley halfway across the show and all that, tweeting, should I be admired? Why not? I mean, he's going the same route as you. He is basically imitating you. Think about it. Dude Love, he did exactly the same thing. He turned all corporate and all that. And he became a heel and all of that. And I would want to think, yes, 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 it's going to happen. But are we kidding? This is the face Brian we're talking about. So, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed, but I was quite interested with the whole similarities they brought up between Mick Foley and Daniel Bryan. So, yeah, that's food for thought for you. And I didn't mention this one in the intro and all that, but there was one thing that I just remembered to bring up. The family, the Wyatt family, their little bit with Kane and all that. At the very start of this whole thing, when they appeared on Raw, I was quite excited. I was thinking, yes, oh my god, they are actually doing this, and they brought what was a great team, obviously led by Bray Wyatt, amongst other names he's got. But yeah, I was thinking when he was announcing the follow the buzzards kind of thing and all that, I was thinking that he was going to eventually bring Kane into the family itself. Therefore, we have like a super powerhouse of miscreants and otherworld malice kind of idea. I mean, who would not want a big red monster to go around and support your team and all of that? I mean, it could have happened. He could have brainwashed him into this whole change the world kind of thing, and since he's just been beating up everyone and all that, it sounded right about me. But no, we do have another twist to it. Instead of the whole I want you to join me, come follow me and all that, Kane has now decided, okay, you want to beat the crap out of people and all that, I'll show you that I am better than that, and so I am better than you at that, and you're going to find out in a ring of fire. Now, this doesn't take a freaking genius, though, that I think we all know what's going to come SummerSlam and all that between the Wyatt family and Kane. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this storyline coming up. But yeah, I did have other ideas and all that in my head at the beginning. I wish they would push, but yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, we're going to start off with our news section now, and like I said in the content, we're going to cover two pretty grim stories and all that. The first one being a teenager daughter who unfortunately committed suicide recently due to being trolled, insulted on the internet and that by anonymous people on a social website and all that. I won't name the website because it'll just mean it pretty much happens anyway. It doesn't actually matter what website it is. But yes, unfortunately, the girl, Hannah Smith, took her own life because people were obviously sending very slanderous and nasty messages and that over the social media. And basically what I thought when I heard this, she's a teenager, she shouldn't have to be badgered, be insulted in a way like this. Nobody really needs that. But from a personal point of view, I never thought that suicide would ever be the answer. But this is coming from an adult and all that. As a teenager, you're going to be quite vulnerable to that kind of situation. And unfortunately, these trolls and all that, it doesn't matter who your victim is and all of that. You are attacking someone very, very explicitly and all that. I mean, literally saying that you want people to die on their profile and all that is revolting. It really is. And I don't know why these people go ahead and bring these kind of taunts up and all that. It's very pathetic. As for the actions themselves from Hannah Smith, yeah, I don't think that was the way to go. I don't know what her mental state was and all that. Like I said, she was very young, 14 years old. But there are always, and I mean this, there are always other ways to deal with an issue. I mean, the situation could have been completely ignored, or it could be the case that they didn't go to that specific social network and all that, completely shut down their profile and all that, and moved to a separate one. Because there are lots of different social networks and all that, or they could have just gone to a forums. But that, as it may say, it does happen a lot. All this trolling is not a new thing. And unfortunately, yeah, another life has been taken because of it, and I just wish that some of these people who do troll and all that just learn something from it. They probably won't, but they know that words can be quite a powerful thing, especially online and to a certain audience. So yeah, that would be that from that story. Now my next story is going to be based on two young lads in Canada who unfortunately died on a freak incident. I'm not going to say it's an accident, considering it was instincts and something that would normally happen in a usual situation, but this is a very unusual condition that this is how it all happened in. So yes, unfortunately, these two boys, 5 and 7 of age, were strangled in the middle of a sleepover, so in the middle of the night. So yeah, a big python happened to escape a nearby local pet shop and all that, and well, on the news that I got from the Independent, it basically says that the owner was, well, the expert was saying that it was just clinging on to something and all that, because something could have spooked him and all that. Wouldn't it be more natural to say that the python, because that's the way it kills its victims and its prey and all that, it was going on instinct? That would be the more logical situation I would have thought it would be in, but we're not going to argue about that. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just a situation that has come up. Unfortunately, it is the most freakiest incident you could have, considering these boys must be really, really unlucky. This wasn't even their permanent residence. These were, as I said, a sleepover guests and that. And, yeah, unfortunately, they were the victims of the situation with this python. And, yeah, my heart goes to those two lads and all that, but a natural thing that has come out in a completely unnatural situation. So, yeah, I wish him my deepest heart's feelings for the family and all that. But those are my thoughts on the situation. It's not a murder scene, it's nothing like that. It's just something that's happened. Poor enclosure conditions, apparently, and all that. And, yeah, I really hope that something like this won't happen again. But we can never tell. And there is one thing. I think everyone's going to look at the snake and it's going to say, oh, it's his fault and all of that. Yes, because it's his instincts and all that, but why should the python, who's doing something that is totally natural? I mean, it is strong. It is a whole body mass of muscle. And it can... You've seen... you might have seen snakes, like pythons and all that, strangle things that are the size of deers. And I've seen one even kill a crocodile or an alligator or something like that. And to strangle children in their sleep and all of that, those children had no chance whatsoever. And that's just the unfortunate events of this story and all of that. So you can't really blame the python for doing its natural instincts. However, yeah, it's just something that, unfortunately, after being a prey of something, there's nothing else you can do in that situation, and, unfortunately, that's the end of that predicament. Now, my next story is going to be the nicer of the lot. It's a story that comes from the States, and it's pretty much Times Square hosting a rare event. It's the Guinness World Record for the most people wearing underpants. Underpants, of all things. Everyone in the area basically decided to get together in nothing but their bikinis and their shorts. Well, I mean, not even that. Sorry, their hot pants or something like that. But yeah, we actually got some nice shots coming for you and all that. So here is the group shot. This particular angle and all that has done well in my books. I mean, you couldn't get a better one than that. And then we have this one. And this I gotta say, whoever took this shot, that one, not exactly to my particular take. I mean, something there. I mean, what the hell? It looked like he's really excited with getting to know a lot of other people. A little bit too well, I think. That's not to say that I do not give my female audience, if any, they're just desserts. So yeah, a little bit of fan service for them. Okay, let's move on before I don't want anyone to. And welcome to Anime Antics! Yeah, this is going to be very short today. Just letting you know that this section generally covers what I've recently watched, or whether I'm going to review it, or I just want to bring up a particular point of a show, or even manga and that. But yeah, what I'm going to say for this week, though, is I'm going to do a review for a show called Welcome to NHK. I've just recently watched it, but I think I should highlight a few things and all that. So that's why it's going to be next time rather than this time. But yeah, hopefully you look forward to that, as well as any other updates I do. And that brings us to the end of this week's Up-Da-Tue-Day. I'd like to thank all my viewers who have watched this show today. We'll be back next week, hopefully similar time in the evening. And yeah, any comments or suggestions, please post them at your leisure. And yeah, if you really like the show, either click the like button or subscribe to the channel. It really is appreciated. Yeah, and I'll hopefully see you next week. Have a good one. And basically, it's a really... And hello, welcome... Why am I saying hello, welcome? We've already done this. Why am I doing an intro again? Stop it!